support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J.
All right, I want to welcome Matthew Mascalas.
Exactly, well pronounced.
All right,
Nice
and
to
you are the OBO World CEO?
We say Obo World.
OBO World.
CEO,
We need to bring him on mic, yeah. Okay, I think this is what's going on. There we go. Now we can hear you. So go ahead and say the name of the company again.
Obo World.
OBO World. And you have developed something for HR.
Exactly. Obo is a virtual agent. Actually, he's a virtual recruiter. And he handles all the sourcing phase, scanning CVs on job boards and database, and then run the pre-qualification interviews.
It runs the pre-qualification interviews.
Exactly.
Wow.
So actually, you save like 80% of your recruitment process time, because the sourcing and the pre-qualification interviews takes a long time. It's quite boring for recruiters. And so what we designed is a solution that allows recruiters to just focus on the physical meeting interviews at the very end of the process. So Obo will select the best candidates, make sure that they agree with the job, they like the job, they're free for the job, and then the recruiter will have to just to meet them physically. That's where the human has a real value compared to AI.
You know, I run a small company, so today I put out a job announcement. I get a list of candidates. It's usually 100 or 200.
Mm-hmm.
I sort through those and probably get that down to 10. And then I go into a pre-interview, or go into an interview, a pre-qualification interview. From that, I might get it down to 3. And if we're going to meet in person, if it's possible, meet in person with maybe each of those candidates, and then usually pick one. So that, again, that's a whole process, at least that my company goes through. But now we're completely remote. So probably the last process that we do where we're meeting in person will not happen. But I think my biggest challenge has always been there's lots of qualified candidates, but do they fit our culture? Are they going to be a fit with the team? Are they going to be
Sure.
Are they going to be able to meld in? So how does the AI on the pre-qualification interview know what type of if this individual is going to be a good fit for the culture?
Okay, there's 2 major points. The first one is to be able to read CVs, resumes the right way, which is quite complicated because no one does the CV the same way.
Right.
And so our AI is able to read 95% of CVs and to understand fully what is on the CV. That's the first thing. You need to identify the candidate.
That's right.
And then we created templates, but all templates for interviews are made with our clients, our customers. So they all totally tailoring. That's really tailor-made. So if you're looking for someone like this or someone like that, we will add the right question in the interview for the pre-qualification interview. And there's a scoring, which is very important, at the very beginning for the CV, but also for the pre-qualification interview. And the match of the two scoring gives you the right one, the definitive one, that make you sure that you found the right person. So the question in the interviews are based on the professional skills and the personal skills. So we can direct the interview and match what you expect as a recruiter.
So let me back up for a second on the CV review. So for me, when I'm looking at 100 CVs, literally I have 30 seconds really to kind of do that initial look to catch my eye.
Sure.
If that CV is 5 pages long, I only read that first page. And I've always thought that CVs should be more extensive because I want to know the depth of your experience. And oftentimes the CV is just enough to give me a taste that maybe this person can do the job that I want them to do. So are we now going to move into an era where the CV is better to be deeper?
Yes, but with the pre-qualification interview, what is not on the CV will be in the interview.
Okay.
Because we ask the right question and that we created with the recruiter.
Right.
So we know exactly where we're going. But the important thing that also we do is that we created it to be very inclusive. So we blur on the CV the faces, the pictures, the name, age, and etc.
Perfect.
So we don't even know if it's a man or woman.
Because from a hiring standpoint, from a legal standpoint, most of the time you don't want that information anyway.
Of course.
Right.
Of course, because what you're looking for is someone with skills.
Right. You want someone that can
and
do the
his
job.
Appearance.
Right. Appearance is nothing.
Doesn't matter.
Right. It doesn't matter.
So that's why we've built it, designed it this way.
Yeah. Awesome. So then in so does the actual platform actually do the interview?
Yes, exactly.
Who do they think they're talking to?
So talk to a virtual agent. Can I show you how he looks?
Sure.
Just one sec. This is how he looks.
Okay, let's turn it like this. Now, if I saw that as an interview for a job, I might laugh. But at least you know you're not talking to a human, right?
Yes, and that's the purpose. Why? Because if you put a man, someone would say, why not a woman? If you put a woman, people would say, why not a man? So we decided to have a robot, something neutral, but that can be customized entirely.
All right.
So our client can say, I want to change the background, I want to change his face, I want to change the logo. So we can change everything.
Okay. So how's the reaction been by clients to this, to prospective
clients and candidates?
Yeah, how's the response been?
The response is very positive. If I start by the candidates, they don't feel they are judged by a human. They can have the interview whenever they want. Because the issue for the recruiter is that you try to interview people during your working day.
Right.
And usually candidates are available after your working day. So they run the interviews in the sofa, softly, relax in the evening, and the day after, the recruiter come back to the office, and he has everybody. And
does this do a recording of the interview?
No, no recording.
No recording.
No, there's no AI generated here. Actually, you tick answers, you ask questions, and you tick answers, because we need to be able to explain the decision taken by the AI.
Okay.
And imagine you have your interview in a very noisy place, for example. The sound is not good, and you could be totally ejected from a recruitment process, just because you had some interference around. Sure. So what we wanted is to make sure that all answers are clearly understood and clearly understandable. So just take the answers, and that's very quick.
So you're not even responding.
Yes, we're not recording anything.
Interesting. So you just question, what is the answer?
On the bottom. So it works very well for people who can't hear very well. Right. Sorry, I don't remember the name in English, but you just can read and take the right answers.
So for brevity of time, how's the prospective employers, what's the reaction been for those that are using it?
The thing is that they save a lot of time first.
Save a lot of time.
It's very quick because the sourcing and pre-qualification process is 85% of the recruitment process.
Yeah.
So it goes very quickly. That's the first thing. The second thing, we reaching out so many potential candidates that when you were saying I can have maybe 100 CVs today, you will see thousands of CVs. So statistically speaking, you got a better chance to find the right person.
That's interesting.
So that's the second very interesting point. And also, their reaction with the look of the virtual agent is usually very positive. Yeah, okay. He's sweet. He's nice. He's cool. So it works very well.
Yeah. And so then you get the final list of candidates, then you take them into a in-person interview or however you want to do that.
Exactly. So Obo will send a review, actually, of a bench of the best candidates. It can be 5, 10, depending on how many you want to meet, actually, with a debrief, a complete debrief of the interview. So you got the answers, the scoring, but we also can change the scoring depending on what you're exactly looking for, because what you're looking for can be, even for the same position, can be different in another company. Or even in your own company, you want to have the right mix between the people, because this one is like this one is like that. So you're trying to match people, personality. So we can change also the scoring like that, and you got all those information with some radar charts, and also, of course, everything like speaking languages, experience, salary, the very classical information.
We're almost out of time, so for the folks that have been hired with this, how's retention been? Are the company happy with the candidates that they've hired?
say for the one we're working with today, they all just use that now.
Wow. Tell us where the website is and where people can find more information.
oboworld.com.
oboworld.com.
Simply.
Awesome. What do you guys think? I don't know if I'm ready for it, but I'm curious. What is the last question? What is this really? What size company does this work best for?
Well, today, mostly with quite big companies, because they have a quite big volume of recruitment. But we're working on small companies now. So you would just need your credit card. You go on a website. It's not done yet, but it will be in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
We hope by the end of March.
Small companies like mine with under 20
employees.
Exactly.
You just buy one recruitment, I would say. And so you launch a request, and you have the full process like big companies.
Okay.
But the cost will be much smaller. But in Europe, the cost is €100. So
it cost me $500 just to put the job announcement out. So that's nothing.
But it would cost you less money.
Yeah.
5 times less.
Thank you so
very
much.
Thanks for your time.
Wow. Obo World.
The Tech Podcast Network CES 2024 coverage is executive produced by Michelle Mendez. Technical directors are Kurt Corliss and Adam Barker. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Clinton Millsap, Sergio Velasquez, and Terry Willingham. Voiceover by Aaron Hurst. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Bain, Todd Cochran, Scott Ertz, and Christopher Jordan. Studio and equipment are provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. This has been a Tech Podcast Network broadcast, copyright 2024.